Today, I would like to elaborate on different exit strategies. Carefully planning ahead and making strategic decisions can be both personally and financially rewarding for investors. Remember, it's important to start with the end goal in mind. Now, you should already know your exit strategy before you buy. Otherwise, you're just setting yourself up for failure. Now, an exit strategy is a plan specifying the way a real estate investor tends to get out of a real estate deal. It allows you to minimize your risk and maximize the value and profit of your deals. It also prevents the waste of enormous amounts of time due to improper planning. Try not to even enter negotiations with anyone unless you have a preliminary plan in mind of how you will be exiting from the deal and making money in the process. Otherwise, it would be almost impossible to negotiate to a position of strength if you don't know what you're going to do with the property before you purchase it. There are many key factors influencing your exit strategies to consider when choosing your real estate deals. Over time, you'll be able to recognize certain commonalities and put deals into specific categories. Your exit strategies will be based on many factors such as short and long-term financial goals, market conditions, property values, conditions of the property, your experience level even, the time it takes to close on a property, purchase price, the financing options that you have available to you. It can really be a number of things. But remember, there is no wrong or right strategy. Only what works best for you for that certain real estate deal. Now, knowing all the different ways to exit from a deal can increase your profits significantly. And that's why I'm making this video, to introduce you to a few common exit strategies that you may consider using in your future real estate endeavors. Now, the first strategy on our list is the seller or owner financing. This is a creative technique in which the owner sells the property to an investor. Now, the investor borrows the money from the owner instead of the bank, and he makes the monthly payments to the owner instead. The seller acts as the lender, and he holds the mortgage to cover the sales price. Both the buyer and seller agree to the terms and conditions and draw up the necessary paperwork to close on that property. I've only had one real estate opportunity where the owner offered to sell us the property using owner financing. It was for the purchase of 110 acres of agricultural land in Maui for a nonprofit organization that I founded, Enlightened Individuals. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to close on that property at the time, but I still have that in my radar. Now, lease options are another exit strategy to consider. It involves buying a property and leasing it to a tenant with an option to purchase from you at a later date. Now, the tenant signs a normal lease agreement for a set period of time and also an option contract that gives them first right to purchase the property from you at a set date. Another exit strategy is prehabbing the property, which is a cross between a rehab and a wholesale deal. Now, an investor does the minimal amount of work to the property before selling it to a rehabber. This is a great option for our company, as this is what I did for a living before I started investing. Now, my previous company, TNB Enterprise, was a property preservation company. We did cleanouts, gutting properties, painting improvements, landscaping, a number of other things. But these are the key elements to a prehab. Now, there's also rehabbing of properties. And this is typically the best strategy for homes in need of extensive repairs, and there's a large profit margin. The investor buys the property, renovates and resells it for full market value to a qualified buyer who can pay cash or has a traditional mortgage. This is our ideal situation at this point in our real estate careers. It's aligned with our short-term goals. Now, buying and holding properties is a long-term exit strategy. If you're looking to bring in passive income to complement your day-to-day transactions, this is the strategy for you. It's when you purchase the house, renovate it, and then rent it for monthly cash flow. We currently have one buy and hold property located in Colorado Springs. We plan to keep this property for years until the equity builds and the mortgage is paid off, and then maybe sell the property. And the last strategy I'm going to speak about today is wholesaling. Now, a wholesaler finds and quickly sells properties, acting as the middleman between the seller and the end buyer. Now, this is great for new investors because it requires no money to invest in the deals. Now, if you'd like to know more about this exit strategy, I have a more elaborate video on the subject matter that you can find on our channel named Wholesaling. Well, that's all I have for you today on different exit strategies that you can consider when making your real estate investment deals. Hopefully you got a lot out of this video. This is Courtney Thomas of Noah's Ark Investments, and we're here to help you set sail to a better financial future.